no. I on team, but my eyes on winning. I'ma drive the lane until the timer says finish. I won't tone it down, not even for a minute. I'm working like a champion until they say he did it. Never holding back, shooting higher than the Rockies. They just hold the ball stationary like a dog team. Fighting for the W.
What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the what? Hold on. Rewind. What? Don't worry about this, guys. I just got done just trying to rehearse stuff for the spring musical. But anyway. Oh man, I gotta swoop. Anyway. Say it with me. We will have a full 10-minute video full of just straight silence if you don't say it with me, I promise. You can say it in your head. I don't even care. Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3. What is going on, you guys? And welcome back to the Blue Boom Room. Boom Room. Welcome back to the Blue Room. How are you guys feeling? Because I'm feeling good. Y'all like this? I think this is so cute, y'all. Reminds me, I feel like a little present. Anyway, as y'all can see from the title, and I'm still a little shaken, no, I'm playing. Nah, but this is the first time, you know, being able to comprehend what was going on. This is the first time I was pulled over by the police, y'all. Like, woo! And I tell y'all, and this just happened yesterday, like, I was so shook. As a matter of fact, here's the clip.
Hi.
Your window not work?
No.
Okay, you want me to go a little bit so I can see it?
Yeah.
Officer with Kent Police Department, how are you tonight?
Good.
You have your ID on you?
Mm-hmm.
I pulled you over because you didn't stop at that stop sign back there. 4th and Clarendon. Okay.
Okay.
This car registered to you?
It's my husband's.
Your husband's? Okay. So give me a second, man.
Okay. You recording?
Uh-huh. Sam?
Yeah.
Here's your ID back. Just pay attention a little better, okay?
Oh, thank you so
Drive
much.
safe.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
And that was so scary, y'all. Like, when even though he was an absolutely nice cop, great cop, of course we have corrupt cops, of course there's always going to be somebody in a career field that's corrupt, which I don't necessarily understand because it doesn't really make sense to me. If your job is to protect and serve and also protect and serve the ones around you, that's what you should be doing, not ruining others' lives. Anyway, even though he was a great cop, I was very, very nervous. And this was at night, as you guys could see. The only way that you guys literally got to see his face is because he had a flashlight. If he didn't have that flashlight, you wouldn't have been able to see his face. But I'm very grateful that nothing went wrong. But it was just so scary. Like, especially it being at night and being black. You know, two black women in the car, you know. Like, you never know, you know. Because me and my mom were actually talking about this. I said, you know, he was a great cop. And she was like, yeah, but you have to understand it's kind of uncomfortable if you're black being pulled over by a cop. And I didn't necessarily understand what she was saying. I'm like, oh, he was a great guy. He didn't give you a ticket. He was very nice. He didn't disrespect us in any way. He didn't force you to do anything you didn't want to. He didn't get smart with you, which is basically disrespecting. He didn't say anything stupid. He didn't bum rush you. He didn't rush you. He didn't say anything, you know, just he did everything. He did protocols because as you guys seen in the video, she rolled at a stop sign, and she tells me to study my DMV textbook. Girl, please. No, let me stop. but she had rolled at a stop sign. She stopped, but she just rolled. And usually, I seen the cop, and I felt my heart. I was like, yeah, we're getting pulled over. And she seen him. She was like, dang, yeah, we're probably gonna get pulled over. And whoop whoop, them lights went off, baby. Them lights went off, baby. And I was like, oh man, you know, we've never been pulled over by cops. And she was telling me, she's like, I probably would have got a ticket if my record wasn't, you know, squeaky clean. I would have got a ticket if, you know, I had a bad record. I would have got a ticket if I didn't have my license registration. You know, of course, that's just protocol. But I was confused because I was asking her, I'm like, he did everything he was supposed to do. Like I said, he didn't get smart with you. He didn't do anything out of the ordinary. He did everything he was supposed to do. And it was on you that you rode at the stop sign. It wasn't his fault. He did his job the correct way. It was your fault that you did not do your job as a driver. So what's the issue? And she's like, there's no issue. It's just, it feels very uncomfortable being black. And any standpoint, you know, after all these black, you know, kids and grown men, unfortunately were, you know, these black men and boys were getting killed. So of course this is me speaking through her point of view. Of course I'm going to feel some type of way, and you should too. Not saying, oh, white people this, white people that. No, it's just, it's just a necessity of, you know, the standards that have been going on recently. And this very recently, you know. So I was just sitting in the back like, what? Like, I was just very confused because I'm like, what? You know, and especially, you know, these, you know, the issues about guns right now, you know, the big issue about guns, and, you know, also African-American men and women getting shot and having that stuff literally on camera, a 10-second video, not really showing everything, but showing the part where that black man was killed or where that black boy was killed. And the school shootings and stuff, you know, it was just very petrifying for me. Like, I was just like, oh, shoot. Like, so I just pulled out the camera and, you know, caught a glimpse. But, you know, I've never been so scared. And, you know, that's the bad thing. This may not make sense to people, but this is the bad. And I'm just speaking because I just do this. This is just me. I'm outspoken. I have no problem with cops because that is actually a career field that I'm very interested in, is police officering. Police officering? Anyway, you know, it's just a shame that me being as young as I am, there's my charger. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Me being as young as I am, I should not be afraid of cops, and that should go for any young person at all, because at the end of the day, this is a big part of, you know, what a police officer does is protect and serve and help others who are in need or in danger or thereof. So there should be no reason why I was so scared, you know, because I'm a passenger, you know, I'm a passenger. It's not like I was the one who rolled through that stop sign. I don't have a record at all. Of course, I don't have a record at all, which no teen shouldn't, but unfortunately we have those. But there was no reason why I should have been scared. So that's a red flag to me. Why was I scared when I did nothing wrong? I have nothing to worry about. I don't have anything on me. I'm not a disrespectful person. I have a clean record. Why was I scared? Was it A, because of skin color? You know, was it A, because I'm a black young lady? Was it, you know, it's just a crazy thing that I gotta, at this age, and especially being, you know, a woman, that here goes that woman thing again, being a young lady of color, that I should be, and I'm not necessarily saying, oh, you shouldn't be aware of your surroundings and just be nonchalant about everything. No. It's comes to a point where, should I necessarily be afraid of police officers? Is that necessary? You know what I mean? And it's just so controversial. This is basically what I'm trying to say, is it was just crazy. I never experienced that. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like the man did anything wrong. I mean, you guys seen he was very polite, he did his job the way he was supposed to do it. He did his job. He explained why he pulled her over. He explained why he did the things he did. He was never disrespectful in any way. And I was still scared, you know what I mean? So it was just a little thing of why. It was just in my head and on my shoulders. Like, why was I, like, I wanted to share this with you guys. Why was I so nervous, so scared, you know? I don't know why, because if it would have been me, you think I was scared. I'm pretty sure my mom was scared, you know, even though I'm pretty sure she wasn't, but you never know. Like, think about me being the driver. That could have been me, you know? Even though nothing happened, nobody got a ticket, none of that happened. It was just a matter of, why was I scared? Why was I, you know, nervous? Nervous is a better word. Why was I nervous? You know, why was my heart pumping out of my chest for something that had completely, literally nothing to do with me? We had our seatbelts on. Everything was perfect, driving the exact speed limit. Nothing was over, nothing was under. So why was I scared? It's just, I don't know, I'm thinking a little bit deeper than what you guys are hearing. It's not necessarily making sense, but I just kind of wanted to talk about it because it was like, it didn't really make sense to me. I was like, why am I so nervous? Like, what is the problem? Is it because of the stuff that's going on in the news? Is it because of these guns? Is it because I'm black? Is it because I'm a young lady? Is it because, he just seen our, is it because he just wanted to pull us over to be rude? And he was not at all. So it was just very, very, it's a shame that I was nervous because a police officer pulled, us over and nothing happened. You know what I mean? Even though nothing happened, it was like, why was I nervous? I don't know if anybody else just gets that, if you get pulled over. But I feel like the only reason why you should be nervous is because, or scared, is because your life is in danger or you're doing something you're not supposed to. And it was just weird to me because I was like, okay, after he left and after we got let go, I'm like, what is going on? Why am I so nervous? And my mom and I had the longest conversation, and I wasn't necessarily understanding what she was talking about. She was like, Jada, we're black. You have to understand that. And no, she wasn't saying that he pulled us over because we were black. Don't get that twisted. But I was like, what are you necessarily complaining about? She's like, because, it's just uncomfortable, especially the things that's been going on in the news, being black and being pulled over by a police officer. Even though nothing happened, it was just uncomfortable for me, for us, you know what I mean? And even though she was speaking for the both of us, I didn't tell her that I was nervous, So she was like, it's just nerve-wracking, that's all, being a black woman, speaking for herself at this point, being pulled over. You never know what can happen to you, and I don't really like to say it, but if you were white, and we all kind of know it's true, the black community out there, if you were white and you got pulled over, if things would have went left when we got pulled over, compare that to a white traffic, routine stop, whatever the case may have been, nothing would have happened, so, and like I said, that ties back to, those corrupt cops, or those cops who don't necessarily know what they're doing, or those cops who, pose us black people as a threat. And it's kind of crazy because there's so much controversy among this issue, among the guns, among the school shootings, among police officers, among law enforcement, and they wonder why, people hate the cops, not even black people, and just people, you wonder why people hate the cops. And it's kind of sad because, like I said, a part of a police officer's job is to protect and serve those who are in danger and those who are in need. So for, us to us to dislike cops is just a shame, because the things that, of course, who wouldn't? You see the things that have been going on in the news, that stuff is very nerve-wracking. That's somebody's child, that's somebody's brother, that's somebody's uncle, that's somebody's father, okay? So, and it comes to a point where it's like, okay, where do we draw the line? When do we feel safe? When do people of my color, when do we feel safe? When does anybody feel, purple, blue, orange, Middle Eastern, whatever, Asian, when do you feel safe? So it's kind of to the point where, okay, we've been talking about this, but what are we going to do to put action on it? And frankly, about that school shooting in Florida, I didn't really see, you compare it to, I don't know, a black man who was selling, I don't know, was he smoking cigarettes or selling cigarettes? I don't want to get my facts straight, so I don't want to say anything out of line. But, the man who was on the sidewalk and they ended up pinning him down, it was 5 white police officers against 1 black man, and he was saying he can't breathe. But, that Florida school shooter, he was off the premises of the school, and you only seen, if you can go and look it up yourself, they actually have videos. I should have prepared it and wrote it down before I started talking out my mouth, because I don't want to throw out the wrong kind of facts and issues. But, you only seen 1 police officer barely putting his knee on that boy's back, compared to 1 black man, selling cigarettes. What's the difference? That boy killed 17, and the black man killed none. He was just standing there doing his own thing, and just happened to be, maybe breaking a rule. I'm not sure. I'm not going to speak too heavily on that because I need to get my facts straight before I start talking. But, he was just standing there, from what I'm just going to assume, and that boy killed 17, knowing what the circumstances were with that boy that killed 17 in Florida. It was only 1 police officer barely putting his knee on his back and arresting him. But with that black man, it was 4 or 5 police officers, on that man's back, and ended up killing him, And he specifically said that he couldn't breathe. And there's thousands of cases on that. Y'all know, people of my color, y'all know what's going on. I'm just saying. Compare those 2 pictures together and you see what's going on. And it's been all over the internet recently. And how much would I bet that boy plays crazy? That boy that killed them 17 people, how much he's going to play mental health, he's going to play nutcase. But that's how it is. I guess justice is served, right? But as I said, I'm not really one to speak on a lot of, I'll definitely speak on something political, but controversial, such as Black Lives Matter, such as, you know, legalization of this, legalization of that, anti this, anti that. I'll speak on it, but I'm not one to feel very passionate about it, because it's people's opinions vary. They vary. I mean, there are scopes of people's opinions that vary. So for me to just be one person to speak on something that somebody else may not agree about, I don't know, it's just different to me. You know, speaking about Black Lives Matter, of course I am a young lady of color, but speaking on that, of course, you know, I'm going to have my viewpoint, but do I necessarily like to speak on it? Not all the time. Of course, if somebody says something out of line, of course, and if I have the knowledge to speak on it, of course I'll speak on it. But, you know, sitting around in a group, I can do it. I'll definitely do it, but you know, do I feel necessarily comfortable? Because, you know, do we really need to explain after all the stuff that we've been through? You know what I'm saying? Do we really need to try to prove our point after all the stuff we've been through? You know what I mean? Look at history, you know what I'm saying? Look at what's recently been going on in the past 10 years, you know? Look at the 60s all the way to now. Look at the 1800s. Excuse me, look at the 1800s all the way to now. So, I mean, has anything really changed except for keeping us on leashes? But, that's all I'm gonna say, because Wakanda for life. Anyway, yes, y'all. But I mean, I don't know if this really made sense. I just needed to speak on it because there was no reason why I should have felt nervous, because it, you know, after all the history we've been through, this should have changed. You know, we should feel safe now. I'm speaking for colored people now. Young ladies or young men of color. We should be feeling safe now. We shouldn't still be feeling, you know, invalid or just a presence in the world. We should not be feeling that way. And of course, there are amazing Black people who speak for the Black community, and I respect that 100%. And I'm not saying that no progress has been made, because there's been a lot of progress, but there is still major issues that still linger in the world at this point, and we all know that. There is no debate about that. There are some very serious issues with race, with not even just Blacks. You got your immigrants, you got your Middle Easterns, you have your Blacks, you know, you have your whites, and it's all kind of like a consistent cycle of issues and tensions that should not be there, that they've tried to fix. And actually, you know what, I take that back. They have not tried to fix. So that's really what I have to say. It was just crazy that I was scared. There was no reason why I need to be scared, not at all. It was just a shame. I don't know if it makes sense to you guys when I say a shame, but it was just a shame that I had to be scared or nervous, whatever the case may be. There was no reason for me to be shaken up in my boots, you know, as a Black young lady. It was just ridiculous to me. I'm not saying that he didn't do his job. I'm not saying he was disrespectful. As you guys seen, he was a great officer. He did his job. I'm just saying, him being nice and on top of that, doing everything he was supposed to do, he did his job the correct way. He was very respectful. Why was I still scared? Why did I have a feeling that my life was, that my life could potentially be in danger? And I use the word potentially very heavily, because I'm not saying it was, I'm saying potentially. Why could I feel that my life was potentially in danger, even though we did nothing wrong except for roll door? Even though I did nothing wrong. I was sitting in the back. My feet were not on those pedals. So why did I feel as a passenger in the back, as a young child, that my life was potentially in danger? You know what I mean? That's the question that was going through my mind. He did everything he was supposed to do. Very polite, did not disrespect, did not do anything stupid, did not look at us dirty, none of that. And he was, y'all seen, he was bright as a light, because if you're not bright as a light, you're not white. Okay? Look, though, tell a friend about my channel. I just had to get this off my chest. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos that I'm posting. Oh, the vlog about yesterday, I didn't have my phone, so I could not vlog. But I definitely got some heat coming at the last week of March, so just be looking out for that. I got some great things coming this summer. Like I said, if you guys are enjoying this video, tell a friend about my channel, because you already know what's lit over here. Even though I might speak very, very proper, I got some heat coming for y'all, period. How you doing? I'll see you guys later.